currently waiting for a joint news conference with the City of Mobile, the Mobile County Commission, and EMA.
And while we wait, let's go ahead and take it over to Jason Smith with the very latest on Hurricane Sally. And Jason, some things have changed dramatically.
Certainly today we've seen rapid intensification. I just want to kind of step back here and you can see right there, look at what's going on with this thing. Couple of different things to point out here. We've got a Category 1 storm, winds at 90 miles per hour. We're going to get into a full update on this coming up, but we want to go ahead and go back to Byron Ladise. We've got information on this news conference.
That's right. It is starting right now. Jason, let's go ahead and listen in.
Take this off so I can see. Y'all good? Okay.
All right, and as you can see, Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson at the podium. This is expected to be a significant update on Hurricane Sally as it makes its way towards our area. Governor Ivey saying that all beaches will be closed at 3 o'clock. Again, we are waiting to hear what Mobile County Commissioner and the city will be saying regarding this storm.
Appreciate you joining me. It's 2:30 on Monday. And Commissioner Ludgood and Mike Evans and I are here to speak to you this afternoon about preparations that are going on in the city and the county in preparation for Hurricane Sally. Early this morning, there were several meetings going on trying to determine what the risk assessment was. So now we know more than we knew at that time, but for the city of Mobile, especially in the area of public safety, Director Barber has made the decision that we are at a level 3, which from an alert status, that is the highest level that we can attain. So that means that we're taking this very, very seriously. As you have watched over the last several hours, it seems that the storm may be drifting more in our direction. For the city of Mobile, from an operational standpoint, this morning we put out notification that starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning until midnight on Wednesday that the city will be on alert status or emergency status. For our city employees, that means that they will not be required to come to work unless they are part of the first responders. You know, we are urging, just as the media has been doing, telling all of our citizens to please start taking precautions. There's expected to be a tremendous amount of flooding associated with this storm, combined with high tides. That means anyone in a low-lying area should be making preparations to get out soon. We are staging barricades around various intersections in the city to make sure that people that would be inclined maybe to try to drive through running water, that you do not do that. So we're doing all the things that we know how to do to protect you during this storm event. Also, we would ask that you would stay home. I think the major part of the storm is probably the most dangerous part will be, you know, later tonight and into the morning hours tomorrow morning. But again, if you're in low-lying areas, don't wait till the last minute to try to get out of where you currently are. Mike Evans will be here specifically to talk about the various shelters that will be open. Regarding city services, other than just the public safety, which will be, all hands will be on deck from a fire and rescue and police standpoint, but there will be no garbage pickup on Tuesday or Wednesday, and there will be no trash pickup. For those whose garbage is picked up on Tuesday, the makeup day is this following Saturday. For those who would expect their garbage to be picked up on Wednesday, that makeup day will be next Monday. So just please bear with us as we try to make sure that, that we provide you the services that are needed and expected. But I would say this, that for your garbage cans, especially when they're empty, they will blow around. So just like anything else in your yard having to do with lawn furniture and things that become projectiles, we will ask you to please secure that. At the present time, because of the high waters that are expected along the Water Street corridor, there are some sandbags that have been delivered in that area. There are a lot of our local suppliers that have sandbags for sale, and I believe the city may have already distributed all those that we had, especially for those businesses along the Water Street area. So also, my last comment will be that just a few moments ago I had a call from Governor Ivey. We were not able to connect, but she said that the state is on standby to do anything that they can to assist the city, which we're tremendously grateful for. And one of the things that we deal with when you look at Dauphin Island, Gulf Shores, and if you have evacuation orders from those areas, that means that most of that traffic is coming through Mobile. But MPD is standing ready to make sure that traffic is ushered through the city in an orderly fashion. But we can expect to see a lot of traffic coming through the city, especially if she issues a mandatory evacuation order, for the Gulf Shores area. So please stay alert, and remember, it may be that the most dangerous part of the storm could be after it's passed. When you get out, when you come out after the storm, and if you start to drive around and you see downed power lines, please take all the precautions possible to not get out too soon after the storm. Give the police, fire rescue, and Alabama Power Company an opportunity to clear the right-of-ways. So thank you for your cooperation, and we will be back in touch with you as we see the necessity in the next 48 hours. So Commissioner Ludgood.
County offices will close today at 3 p.m. We will remain closed tomorrow and will make a decision early afternoon as to the status for Wednesday. We just like everyone to know that our Public Works Department is prepared, that with the last event we started cleaning out ditches and clearing pipes in anticipation of an accumulation of debris, and they will be out following this event as soon as it's safe. They can't go out until it's safe, but they'll be right out there as soon as it's safe. We're encouraging everyone, as the mayor said, to please stay home if you can. But while you're home, pick up your phone, check on your neighbors, check on seniors, people that you know in the community who may not have anyone. Just make sure that they are okay. And lastly, I'd just like to ask you to just stay abreast of what's going on, listen to weather reports, and please do whatever is asked of you. When first responders have to get out to rescue people and to bring them out of unsafe conditions when it's very late in the event, then that puts their lives in danger too. So we would just like for you to please just stay there. If you get the report that you live in an area where you need to leave to evacuate, please do that as soon as possible. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in touch tomorrow. The county will on Tuesday to let you know what our plans are as far as county offices being open on Wednesday.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Evans, Deputy Director at Mobile County Emergency Management. So I'm gonna talk you through a couple things that we're monitoring and concerned about, and then we'll have an opportunity for questions. So the first thing about Hurricane Sally now that everybody in this room and everybody watching should understand is there's a lot of uncertainty, and I don't say that flippantly, and I don't say that to belittle, because uncertainty means things that we might not want to see. The storm has jogged back to the east some. The storm has slowed down. What does all that mean? That means that, what we thought might happen could in fact be something different. Could that storm come closer to us here in the Mobile, Alabama community? Absolutely. So uncertainty means now's the time to get prepared while we still have time. So with that uncertainty, everything that we know's changed. the particular winds that we could have, sustained tropical storm force versus some sustained hurricane winds now. The surge numbers have increased in coastal Alabama up to around 7 feet with the eastward shift. Other concerns are going to be inland and flash flooding because of the amount of rain that's going to fall. From now until Thursday, they're talking up to 18 inches. So even when, like Mayor Stimson mentioned earlier, even when the storm slows down and gets beyond us, the threat's not over. Those people who live in those areas where the water rises, they need to be concerned. The ground will be saturated, so the water's not going to have anywhere else to go. So anybody that lives in the surge areas, the flood-prone areas, in manufactured homes or somewhere they don't feel comfortable, now's the time for them to think about evacuating to somewhere. Now, I will say somewhere because, first of all, if you need to go and you have a friend, relative, or family member that's up in a safer area in the central northern part of the county, then go there. So why would I say that? Because we're still dealing with COVID-19. We've got some shelters open. Theodore High School is open as we speak. The Mobile County Health Department opened up Cranford Burns as a medical needs shelter. And so because of COVID-19, we're having to do all the protocols. So that reduces the capacity. So if anybody has a safer place to go, I would please encourage them and ask them to go to allow those shelters to be open, in fact, for the people who truly need them. We also have a shelter on standby, but we're not, we'll see how things go at Theodore before we open that up. So basically, prepare now, but the message is we always have to prepare for the worst case scenario. So what would the worst case scenario be right now? It will be Sally taking a more northerly tract and almost impacting, Mobile County directly. Is that possible? It is possible. Is that what's going to happen? I cannot answer it for you because it keeps changing. But if you want to know what the worst case scenario to be ready for is, it's going to be, that storm headed directly at us. So now's the time while we still have some decent weather and the winds and the rain are not on top of us. So now's the time to do the things you need to do. And Mayor?
Any questions or comments? John?
Yeah, I mean,